Thank you for your patience as we move into the Bloomfield Town Council Monday, December 11th meeting. And we are promptly starting at 7:12. And I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. Say the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please note, we have all counselors accounted for. Good evening, colleagues. Moving right into announcements and presentations. Mr. Town Manager, I don't believe we have anything scheduled as far as announcements and presentations.
That's correct.
And so we'll move right into citizen statements and petitions. Please raise your virtual hand, or if you are in the room, please sign up with our clerk of council here. You will have 3 minutes to address the council. And please state your name and your address. Last call for citizen statements and petitions. James Biffer.
Yes, Dr. James Biffer, 17 Terry Plains Road. Good evening. Like all honest Bloomfield neighbors, I am concerned that you are choosing to hide from the public by discussing in executive session the hiring of the town attorney. Executive sessions are severely limited by law to the topics which may be discussed, such as evaluations, negotiations, genuine personnel issues, and tax assessment adjustments, for example. The law does not allow you to hold a meeting in secret just because you don't want the public to know what is being discussed. In this case, the fundraiser hosted by Attorney Crumby for candidate Wong was held in public, invitations were public, and the appointment by you was made in public. Therefore, the discussion of the process must be held in public. The question still remains, why would a Hartford law firm be interested in the candidacy of just one Bloomfield council candidate? Aside from Councilor Mahon, aren't any of you, especially the other 5 Democrats, interested in the answer to that question? Honest citizens certainly are. There is also the issue still of not competitively bidding the town attorney position. As I reminded you all at your last meeting, there is no exception anywhere in the town charter, ordinances, or your rules of procedure for the town attorney. Every purchase of goods or services which exceeds 0.1% of the budget, which is about $104,000, must be competitively bid. Since the attorney's retainer is more than $250,000, it certainly qualifies. On a different note, I believe that the Finance Subcommittee meeting last Monday and tonight's Public Safety Committee meeting were illegal. Committees are appointed following each municipal election, since the council makeup changes each term. Committees do not continue in perpetuity. They must be appointed by the mayor and approved by the council before they exist. Since you are naming and scheduling all subcommittees tonight, those 2 prior meetings were illegal, I believe. Finally, I would like to note that in your own rules of procedure, it states that when changes to that document are made, they are read at one meeting and then adopted at the next meeting. Of course, you did that all in one night at your last meeting. This is a terrible beginning to your terms. You have had only a few meetings and 2 subcommittee meetings and hired 1 major position. Yet I believe you may have violated laws and/or procedures at almost every step. I again hope to appeal to any of you who have even a shred of honesty in you to ask questions and not just blindly accept what your party bosses and political donors order you to do. You are accountable to all Bloomfield neighbors. Please start to act like you understand and believe that. Thank you.
Point of personal privilege, Madam Mayor. Over the last couple of days, Mr. Biffer has come on and he's just put falsehoods out there. The charter says that council appoints the town attorney. We do not need to go out to bid. It is very evident that Mr. Biffer, Madam Mayor, and this body may have allegiance to the former town attorney.
Point of order, Madam Mayor. This is citizen statements and petitions.
Point of order. I have a point of personal privilege.
The point of order is taken. We'll be moving on. Thank you so much. As I do have the floor as mayor, I don't normally do this. Am I the host now? Please put Mr. Biffer on mute because he's had his 3 minutes. I don't do this. I don't address the citizen statements and petitions, but there is something called free speech. And there are consequences to that free speech. Mr. Biffer, you have continuously come in for the last 2 years and attacked my colleagues, attacked me with lies and vitriol, and it needs to stop. I don't even know if you are a resident. I have never seen you in person. I've never seen you on camera.
Point of
You
order,
are
Madam
welcome.
Mayor. This
You
is
are welcome to
citizen
come
statements
in
and petitions.
and come in and we'll have a decent conversation, but spitting the lies has to
Point of
stop.
order,
It
Madam
is
Mayor.
absolutely
Point of
ridiculous
order,
and
Madam Mayor.
uncalled for and
This
out
is
of order. Thank you so much. We are moving on.
Point of order, Madam
You
Mayor.
are not
For
been,
you
you have
to-
not been recognized. I don't know who the number on the screen is, but everyone needs to have their
Point
name,
of
their
order.
address. Yeah, I'm not sure, but they have, in order to, we're looking on the virtual screen here. So in order to register to a town council meeting, you have to put your full name and your address. And it looks like there is a number in violation of that FOIA. So please, I don't know, Clerk of Council, what your intentions are behind that. But you can do what you need to do. And at this time, we're going to move forward. Moving into council subcommittees, announcements for chairs and members. Governance, policy, and economic development. I will continue to chair this policy committee, and I'm honored to serve on this particular committee with the deputy mayor, the senior Republican Joe Merritt, the Councilor Todd Cooper, and Councilor McCleary. Welcome to governance, policy, and economic development. Some of the main priorities we will be targeting will be supplier diversity and procurement, town planning and business development, DEI and equity assessment policy. Finance, budget, audit, and bonding, Councilor Kenneth McCleary. I appoint you to continue to chair this committee, along with our esteemed colleague, the Deputy Mayor, Tony Harrington, our Senior Republican, Joe Merritt, Councilor Cindy Lloyd, and Councilwoman Liz Waterhouse. Public safety, public health and safety and environment, Councilor Cindy Lloyd. Thank you so much for your service in that role. It is a perfect fit, and you will be serving with Councilor Todd Cooper, Councilor Shamar Mahan, and Councilor Mike Oliver. And we're excited about this next committee, Education, Workforce, Youth Development, and Community Services, which will be chaired by none other than the Deputy Mayor, Tony Harrington, along with Councilor Mike Oliver, Councilor Shamar Mahan, Councilor McCleary, and Councilwoman Waterhouse. Thank you so very much. I do not have anything to report out as far as governance goes. We are looking into a potential special meeting, but we'll see if it pans out because we have other competing priorities moving into the holidays. Finance, budget, audit, and bonding, Councilman McCleary.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Finance and Bonding Committee will meet. We took December off to give town staff some time to prepare for the bond rating agency that is coming up, to prep for that. And so Nancy sent out a schedule and it reads as follows. On Wednesday, December 13th, they're going to have a prep meeting with municipal advisors and municipal officials. On Thursday, December 12th is the first draft of the POS. Comments due back to our financial advisor. On the 15th of December, Phoenix Advisors sends out second draft of the financing terms. Monday, December 18th, S&P rating review will happen at 11 a.m. So the rating agencies will be coming in that day, and hopefully we will keep our rating or be upgraded. Fingers crossed. We have the Christmas holiday, New Year holiday, and then on January 4th of 2024, the final POS comments are due back to our financial advisor. And on January 4th, our rating is to be released. On the 5th, Bond Counsel sends legal documents to Phoenix Advisors. Phoenix will mail out the POS to the underwriters, and then we will have a band sale at 11 a.m. and a bond sale at 11:30 p.m. And then the town will close and receive the proceeds. And this is for both the Philly Park project of $2 million. And then the library, which is somewhere near an additional, $27 million for a total of $29,225,000. So that is the update from the Finance Committee, and we look forward to our next meeting in January. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Public Health, Safety, and Environment, Councilwoman Lloyd.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We just had our newly formed committee. It's a mouthful. This evening at 6 o'clock. The typical updates, if you want to know the numbers, please feel free to go back and look at the video and review the numbers. Overall crime is down. I believe the chief mentioned it by 11%, but there were also some notable discussions that happened in that committee meeting. The discussion of status update and possible action regarding certified police officers that will be investigated to see if the Bloomfield community is amenable to hiring certified officers, which will save a lot of time as opposed to sending, I believe it's a 20-week academy, officers to go and get trained. They're already trained, they're already certified. And if we do decide to move forward, we will save a lot of time. And as it relates to the vacancies in the police department, we will get officers on the road much quicker. Also notable in that discussion was a review of opioid settlement reporting. There were grant funds that came into Bloomfield in 2022, and some of the initiatives that have followed that money are training.
You're on mute.
You muted yourself.
The police department are normally the first responders on the scene, so they have been trained in Narcan. Also, there's other training opportunities that come by way of that fund. $181,000 was distributed. Or will be distributed, $57,000 to date, and the remainder to be over the next 9 years. It's going to help with drug abatement and opioid use training at VOA, VHS, Bloomfield Police, in partnership with the police department, social services, and senior services. Drug take-back days are some of the things that they're planning on putting together as it relates to that funding. So I think it's an amazing opportunity for us to be very proactive in our community regarding opioid use, which we know is a national crisis. Everything else was pretty much par for the course. We will have our next meeting in January. And again, please go back and review the video and feel free to pop into the next meeting. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Education, Workforce, Youth Development, and Community Services.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm excited about this, the expansion of this committee. We will, of course, continue to run our summer bridge program, but it's going to be modified to some extent. We're talking with Capital Workforce Partners, EDSI, the Foundation for Public Giving, and Bloomfield Public Schools to see if we can modify the program to work with our graduates and our 11th graders moving on to the 12th grade and providing some specific services as far as providing certification for CNA and also possibly childcare services. So we're finding quite a bit of interest on the part of Capital Workforce Partners to venture into this area. And we want to bring on our 11th graders so when they leave the program, they will leave with certification. And so we're excited about that. Also, we would like to, I would like to take a moment because we're no longer doing land use and economic development. It's moved to the mayor's stewardship, but I do want to mention that on December 15th, we will be submitting a proposal, another proposal, a really grand proposal for the town, potentially $3.5 million. Credit score rates are really something that's been worked on with Windsor Federal. We're really thankful for Goldman and York and our land use and economic development department for putting everything together. They really have worked amazingly over the last couple of weeks, and we have answered pretty much, we feel, all of the questions that CIF may have had with regard to this program. It would potentially benefit 100 households in the town, and with low interest rates, 3.5 to 4%. It's just, all of it is beautiful. Up to 6%. But I like to thank Councilman McCleary, who's been on top of this as well. And we're just really extremely excited and looking forward to approval this year. So that concludes my comments. I do believe January 9th will be our first meeting, and every second Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m. we will be meeting. That is the Education, Workforce, Youth Development, and Community Services. Wow, that's a mouthful. We'll be meeting those days. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving into council business. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? I will recognize Councilor Cooper.
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Cooper. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Lloyd, as well as Councilwoman Oliver. At this time, I will ask if there are any separations. Hearing none, all those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The mayor votes aye. Motion carries. Moving into new business, item 2024-23. Consider and take action regarding the removal of authorized but unissued debt.
Should we take it?
Does the chair of the finance committee want to give a 30-second weigh-in?
Yes, I think this is standard as they prepare for the rating agencies and cleaning up our financial statements. And so I don't think this has any major impact to our bond rating or our current debt policy. And so I move adoption.
Moved by Council McClary. Do I have a second? Seconded by the deputy mayor. Any further discussion on the matter?
Nope.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any opposed? The mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Moving into item 2024-24, consider and take action regarding fee updates for planning and zoning application. I believe the motion is to kick this up to the governance committee.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Councilman McClary, seconded by Councilor Cooper. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Moving into item 2024-25, consider and take possible action regarding the naming of the Gorge bypass section of the Bloomfield bike path in honor of the late Bloomfield resident, Mr. Paul Hughes. I'm going to kick this over to Councilman Merritt, as he is the chair of the Trails Ad Hoc Subcommittee.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Bloomfield Trails Committee special meeting a week ago unanimously approved naming the bike path section through the gorge from the border to Old St. Andrews Church after Paul Hughes, who was killed in 2014 while riding his bike on a nearby highway. That tragic accident motivated the DOT and Bloomfield to complete the gorge bypass section first, first of all the bike paths in Bloomfield, in order to can provide a safe bicycle and pedestrian way through the gorge. So it's entirely appropriate that it is to bear his name. Paul is a much loved Bloomfield resident and Old St. Andrews Church member, with his wife Diana and family. The naming process requires a town council vote today and a hearing at the next town council meeting, whether it be a special meeting, but it has to be part of the agenda of a special meeting, or the next regular meeting in January. The Old St. Andrews has been a huge East Coast Greenway supporter, providing free bikes and facilities at the church. Paul is very active in town. He was an avid bicycler, and I don't know, those of you remember the Memorial Day bike race around the center of town. He was involved in organizing that. as well as many others around the town. He was he worked for the state, economic development. And after he retired, he actually went and helped urban teenagers and young adults to start businesses. He was an advisor to them. So he was a socially active for important things like that. So I would move that we name that part of the East Coast Greenway bike path after Paul Hughes, call it the Paul's Hughes Greenway.
Well, I just want to clarify, as the motion should be to schedule a public hearing at the next
And
available
schedule a public
opportunity for
hearing
the
to
topic
Agree
as
with-
such.
Yes, thank you.
Moved by Councilor Merritt, seconded by Councilwoman Waterhouse and the Deputy Mayor. Are there any further discussions on the matter? Great. Thank you, Councilor Merritt, for bringing this to our attention. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Then are they, I'm sorry? We're gonna, that's up to you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any objections? The mayor votes aye. The motion passes. Thank you so much. Report from the town manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I have several items to kind of update everybody on. The first one is the Mountain View Avenue sidewalk. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. The concrete and cement work there has been completed. There is some restoration on lawns and some of the grass area that will be conducted next spring. But for all practical purposes, the sidewalk is completed. We've had a number of questions concerning the work across the street from the Mountain View Cemetery. That property is owned by the cemetery, and the cemetery is expanding their area for future use. So that's what's going on. That area has also been used by the construction company on the sidewalk as a staging area for the construction work. Philly Park, we talked earlier here about the bonding and whatnot. Progress is proceeding on Philly Park, particularly on the northern parking lot area. There's also been grading and drainage going on at the site, so that's well underway. Bernoli Construction Company is the company that has the bid for that. Another sidewalk project that's been completed is on Florence Road. That should be completed. There may be some restoration work to be finished in the spring as well. Progress on Blue Hills Avenue. Many of you may remember that we were looking and working with the State Department of Transportation to modify the area from the Hartford Bloomfield City Town line up to Britton Road. That's going into design, and we should have the design pretty well completed by the spring of this coming year. Couple of other items. I'm hesitant a little bit to bring this up, but it's that time of the year. Fiscal year taxes, the second payments are due. Tax bills will be sent out on December 22nd, and taxes are due by January 31st, 2024. One other thing, as I think I have mentioned in the past, we have signed the contract for the 5-year required by state law revaluation of town property. So that will be progressing this coming year. If you were attending the Public Safety Subcommittee, you did hear a report from the police chief on the regrettable shooting that took place at the intersection of Bloomfield Avenue and Cottage Grove Road. That investigation is currently underway, and the police chief seemed to be optimistic about the results. So perhaps within the next week or two, we'll have some more definitive answers for you on that particular situation. Also, a shout out to Bloomfield and their state champs. So thank you for that.
Woo! Oh, Warhawks.
And that completes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Town Manager. That was a part of my report as well, but but I'll just go down the list here just real quick. The search committee has recommendations to share with the full council, and as these matters are sensitive in nature regarding personnel, they will be discussed via executive session first before we introduce any plans to the larger public. but we are in lockstep with that recommendation. Again, congratulations to the new football state champions, Bloomfield High School, my fellow Warhawks. This past Saturday, you made us all very, very proud. So congratulations again. And also congratulations to the Trees for Bloomfield photo contest winners. We can't wait to celebrate you tomorrow evening. All right, moving right into council comments. Please remember the new procedures and rules. You have 2 minutes to address the public, and please remember the content in which those 2 minutes should be under scope. Councilor Mahan.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So first, I do want to extend congratulations to our Warhawks on their state championship victory. It's absolutely phenomenal. Regrettably, I couldn't be there this evening. I'm dealing with a bout of food poisoning, unfortunately. So I'm reeling through it, but I'm glad that I at least was able to attend our meeting virtually. I do want to say that I am a bit disappointed that we are having our a discussion regarding the town attorney during executive session instead of during our public meeting, which it should very much be under. There's many questions that residents have, that I have, that should be held in a public forum and not privately, like most of this appointment has been had anyway. In addition, I would like to implore my colleagues to please stand up for our residents. It is not right or justified for any member of this council to malign or to speak down on a resident for expressing their concerns. They have every right to do that. That is what citizen statements is for. And it's not, it isn't our place to try to discredit or speak out against them for what they have every right to do. So I want to actually apologize to Mr. Biffer for the comments from the mayor and the comments from Councilor McCleary against him. You're doing everything that you should be doing as a concerned resident, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Hello. I would like to let everyone know we have a new sushi and Asian bistro restaurant opening up. Opening day is Thursday on the 14th. Not sure how you pronounce it, but it's IKOI. So it would be nice to support our new restaurant coming in town. I saw the board when I was driving by, so I figured I would announce it out there for everyone. And I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. Stay safe and enjoy.
Councilor Merritt?
I like to elaborate on the bike path. We're having great progress with East Coast Greenway. Not only has it been completed to Terraville, so we now have a bike path that goes somewhere. All very happy about. And but we also have plans.
Your mic.
Sorry, we also have, I'm sorry, I was talking about how happy I am about the extension of the bike path to Terraville. And the plans are already made of a route through Simsbury to connect to Canal Trail. So we'll be able to go somewhere there in the near future, or not, hopefully not too distant future. And also we have plans being made about the route through Bloomfield, which the CROG is working on. And so that's moving right along, and we're meeting on that. And also we heard that Hartford is coming up from their end to fund a bike path going from Hartford to out to Cottage Grove. So things are really moving very quickly all of a sudden. So we can look forward to something there. I'd like to second the congratulations to the football team, and also I'm very happy the way things are going right now. So thank you. My 2 minutes are up.
Thank you. Councilor Oliver.
I would like to tell everybody happy holidays. I really enjoyed the Bloomfield Parade. I think it was a great morale. And again, I would like to also congratulate the Bloomfield Warhawks on their championship and state S title. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Counselor Cooper?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just want to say, I want to thank everyone who came out for the meetings before, and that's going to be a continued theme with me. This is your government. If you want to see things done, we do it through a democratic process, not through bullying, not through vitriol, but through work and action that can be taken within the purview of the town council. We are here to serve you. And so I just want folks to be reminded that that is why all the volunteers are here. And after that serious note, I also want to congratulate the Bloomfield Warhawks on their win. So, and have a wonderful holiday, everyone.
Councilwoman Lloyd?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I also want to say congratulations to the Warhawks. It was a beautiful day. It was a big, big win. It couldn't have gotten any better. As well, I want to agree with Councilor Mahan as it relates to citizens coming out and exercising their voice and their opinions at these meetings. I wish more residents would come out instead of funneling and channeling concerns through us. We need to see you, we need to hear you so that we can understand the magnitude of your concerns. However, we also should be cautious that casting doubt over people through vitriol or casting beliefs about someone through aspersions, we need to be really cautious because we don't want to cast aspersions to the extent that we may be teetering on libel and slander. So we want to hear your input. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear your criticism. But please then come with constructive direction and suggestions that we can take forward and be very positive in redirecting how we move as a unit to serve you, the public. Thank you so much.
Councilor McClary?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I too want to congratulate the Warhawks on their state championship. I want to wish everyone a happy holidays. It was so good to be at the parade, to see all the kids smile. Also, I want to congratulate the chamber who did a holiday pop-up. Councilor Oliver and myself and some other folks were able to attend, and it was so good to see that. I also want to talk about how much great work we're doing in Finance Committee. It is really good work going on in the Finance Committee. We have a new finance director who's trying to wrap her arms around the work that needs to be done in the Finance Committee. And we're really doing that work, and I'm proud to serve with my colleagues because we are working together as a unit to solve these issues. We may not always agree, but we listen to each other, we come up with recommendations, and we're trying to get it right before the budget season. So I want to just say thank you to my colleagues who are really working on that committee because there's been a lot of emails and questions related to where we are. We're going out to bond. We're going to hope and pray for a good rating. Finally, I want to say thank you to all of the sponsors, the Connecticut Sun, who attended Saturday's event. We had about 75 kids show up. We had Ty Harris from the Connecticut Sun, UConn legend Morgan Tuck, and I'm forgetting Dejanay Harrington came out to teach basketball to our middle school students and our high school students. We had some young men, crash the event, but we didn't turn any kids away. We provided lunch. I want to thank Black Girls Achieve. I want to thank Creative Heart Learning Center. I want to thank GHPH Youth. I want to thank Dave Malesko. I want to thank every parent that entrusted us for those. Village Pizza for donation of lunch. We had a very good day on Saturday, and that's community. That's providing our youth an option outside of being on TV or on electronics. So I thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So first, I'd like to say happy holidays. I also would like to extend my congratulations to our Bloomfield Warhawks football team for winning the state championship. That was great, great. And we have some great teams that are lower level. We used to call them midget football, but what do we call it now? Anyway, younger, Pop Warner. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, you just creeping. Anyway, so I also want to take a moment to respond. Mr. Biffer made reference to us putting money to the Summer Bridge program. Last year was 30,000 and this year was 10,000. I wanted to alert Mr. Biffer that we only used 13,000 last year. Capital Workforce Partners gave us a reprieve. Basically, they did not bill us for 17,000, so that went back to the town. In addition, this year, we were using $10,000, of which $2,000 was not spent, so that is coming also back to the town. We just have to do a modification of the MOU. But I just wanted to alert him that we are not spending money wastefully. These are our children, our kids, and they earn $1 during the course of the summer, and they were earning credits as well. So because other agencies felt it not a burden to assist us, we were able to then give our town back a sizable amount of money. So I want to thank them for providing that for us. And I'm excited about our CIF proposal that will be forthcoming or will be submitted soon. Thank you very much.
Oh, we're getting good at this. Love it. Yes, again, go orange and blue. I am a proud Warhawk, so this Saturday made us very proud. And I do want to shout out Councilman McCleary for organizing the Connecticut Sun event on Saturday as well for little girls, middle school, high school students, as well as our distinguished young men who wanted to participate. And that is very fine. And, you know, I just want to say thank you to my colleagues for the last few months of serving together with teamwork in the spirit, prioritizing the needs of residents and making sure that we stand up and speak out. And I'm committed to doing that moving forward. I think that my job as mayor is to make sure that I protect the integrity of this town, and that means my colleagues sitting on the dais. And so where sometimes silence is necessary, I will make sure to speak out more against blatant things that are just untrue and make Bloomfield not in the best light. And so we are committed to moving forward in Bloomfield. We have so many amazing things in the pipeline, and I'm excited to roll them out with this team of professionals. And so with that, can I have a motion to move into executive session with the town manager, Anatasha Kingling, all of our town council, our town attorney, Mr. Andrew Crumby, and and Rosa Mateus. Moved by Councilor Merritt.
Second.
Are you an attorney?
Second.
Oh, no.
All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. I will ask the public to exit the building as we're going to host executive session, the chambers, as we're going to host executive session now. I would like to move right into executive session. So if,
I thought he was an attorney.
yes, please. So if you could pause it and we'll just give these folks a moment to exit. Second.
Is there people online?
Yeah, I'm going to kick them all out now. Thanks, public. See you later. Rosa, I wasn't sure if you were hanging out for the first item on our executive session.
Sorry, I had to find my button.
Oh, got it. I hear you.
What is I'm sorry, I just walked in the door a little while ago. So what is the first item? It was
it's the retirement contracts, the up to you and okay, yep. So
I'll
cool.
be here if you have questions. I don't have anything really to say. I think the town manager will be talking more
Thank
about
you.
it. So
Are we still streaming on YouTube before we get going? I think we just need to pause that. I can say stop recording, but I don't want to press the wrong button.
Can you have them log out and then log back in?
Have to.
You can end the meeting and then, well,
Oh, then it's gonna be murder trying to get it back
oh,
on
that's true.
because she's the host, so I'm the host too. Perfect. I am still the host.
Okay. Yeah, right, sure.
Sorry?
It's still live.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should, isn't there an option to pause it? And then I will. That's probably like you guys are so live. No, no. But I think we can end the, I think we can end the YouTube and town attorney can keep us honest. Because when we resume the Zoom, we can post the entire Zoom to the link. So I think we should just stop.